Hello, I'm Jashykins, and welcome to another review of an American Horror Story episode. This time the episode is from, of course, Season 2, and is called I Am Anne Frank Part 1. And as the idiots and smart people among you can figure out from the title alone of this episode, Anne Frank appears. Yeah, that Anne Frank. Not the weirdest thing that Anne Frank has appeared in, but so Rev Resner thinks that, well, Anne Frank appearing, being such a big name and being so important to people might get some negative reactions. I personally don't really mind it. I don't see anything too offensive about it. Of course, she now is in bar fights, and she survived. But what I liked about her reason for, keeping secret and not revealing herself to people actually made sense. It wasn't, just, I didn't want to. It was, here are these reasons, and they were pretty good. Basically, it boiled down to she's been in hiding because she doesn't want to ruin the image of herself from her diary. She likes that people have been taking into account the horrors of the Holocaust and figures her being dead, or at least appearing to be dead, is much better than actually showing herself aging. Because there's some people, you just keep this perfect image in your head, and then when you find out new things about them, you're like, I don't know if I can really admire that person like I did before. So I totally get where Anne Frank in this episode is coming from. Of course, near the end of the episode, it's sort of revealed that she might not be Anne Frank. And if she's not Anne Frank, that'd be sort of cool, and will probably be revealed, next episode. And, having her just be a crazy person who thinks she was Anne Frank sort of might, if there is any hate out there, just calm it down. And let's see what else besides Anne Frank. Oh yeah, the most disturbing part of this episode, at least for me, was the ex-gay therapy. Just to think about what was going on, and especially when the guy entered the room and she was supposed to give him a hand job. That scene was played very well. But yeah. But I like how the psychologist decides not to try it anymore because he knows how hard it is for the lesbian reporter. So it's sort of nice to have that sort of nice guy there, sort of looking after her, saying, I'm going to get you out in a few days, just hold on. And of course, this being American Horror Story, we all know how well that's probably going to work out. And before she decided to try the ex-gay therapy, what happened was, and she started to have these sort of a daydream about what would happen once she got out, about how she'd be really appreciated, and that, well, she was thinking of herself giving a speech and being awarded, so. And that sort of gave her the go-ahead to try anything to get out. Because these insane asylum, people don't want to be there. Even the crazy people don't want to be there. But it sort of shows that, the lesbian reporter's storyline this episode, that, well, she still cares for the one who actually sent her away. Even though in the ex-gay therapy part she was trying to make herself puke to the image of her. I'm sort of sad that now they can't get back together, that the things they can resolve what happened, because you could tell that the lesbian teacher was wanting to go back, like, I did something wrong, I need to go back, I need to try, and then suddenly she's murdered. Oh, which sort of really clumsily segues into a big reveal of the episode. It turns out the father knew that the doctor was evil, was a Nazi. So the father isn't all good. I'm really interested to see how that storyline comes around, how the father met the Nazi. That just, to me, would be really interesting to turn on. And besides that father, Sister Jude, you know, the big baddie, well, who's a bitch. She's a bitch, at least. She doesn't want to do anything to harm the father because she admires him. And of course, as shown in a previous episode, she had a sexual walking dream about him. Yeah. So I like to see what she'll do, because it seems like she's going back into her vice of drinking, which she never used to do, even though she wears this like red little slip below. Yeah, I'm glad to see her drinking continuing into this episode. And of course, the demonic possessed Sister Mary is awesome. Just awesome. I love her being evil. She's so awesome evil! So we got to see some more of her being evil, if not sexually advancing to people. And she tried to break up the dream team between Kid and the supposed bloody face. So yeah, she tried to do that, and that didn't work. Of course, earlier in the episode, they were getting hot and heavy in the kitchen. And I like their relationship, because both are murderers, and both, you know, accept each other. Of course, Kid thinks that supposed bloody face is innocent, and earlier in the episode, Kid said, oh, I did this, I was blamed for this, I was framed for what this person did. And then demonic Sister Mary says the supposed bloody face, hey, don't know if you know this about her, but look. And then near the very end of the episode, Kid admits, and supposed bloody face accepts her. And I thought that was sweet, and that leads supposed bloody face to admit to his crimes, which was, I love the relationship. It's nice, sweet, and sort of dark and demented. These are two fucking murderers, and they're loving each other in an asylum. But Kit's reason for killing was actually pretty logical in a sense. Her reason was, well, my dad did things to me, and so I killed him, and then I killed my stepmother because she gave me candy to keep quiet. She was trying to hide the things from happening. But of course, I think she mentioned something about a sister. And I think that that killing was probably the least nice among the killings that she did, because it seemed to be quiet, and she was like, I was going to run the horses and get away, and he sold all the horses. Irony, folks. Irony. Irony does not have to be funny. Just remember that. And that has been this video's review of The American Horror Story. I am Anne Frank, Part 1. I can't wait to get to Part 2. This is awesome. And I am Jashykins, owner at jashykins.blogspot.com. If you want to contact me for whatever reason you can think of, you can do so at facebook.com/jashykins fan page, or on Twitter at jashykins if you're viewing this on the YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment below. If you're viewing this on my blog, thank you just for watching. And comment below, of course. And if you want to help support this nice blog and support the work I'm doing, then you can go to the donate box and choose one or two of the donate options. You can either use the handy dandy donate button, or you can go below to the link to my cafe press shop and buy something, or buy some things. It's getting around Christmas time, so maybe you'll, like something from there and get it for a friend of yours. Or buy for yourself for Christmas. And until next video, goodbye.